So, as you can tell, it's a little bit snowy out. Again, every time I have to work on something, it always has to snow. But this time we're fixing the plow, so that's good. We had a little issue. Winch cable broke. And upon further inspection, I also noticed that all the brackets under here are all bent. So we're gonna take all this off, bend it back, put it back on. We're then gonna take out our winch motor, and I think I know what happened is there was too much slack, and then when it reversed in, it caught itself, and my dad was using it, and when he pulled it up too much, it broke the cable. That's what I think happened, but let's dig in and find out. So I'm gonna start by taking off this front bumper cover. That'll give us more access right to the bolts under here, because all this will be out of the way. Get a better idea of what's happening. So we'll start with that. And then I'll think, once that's off, I'll probably just unbuckle the pins for the plow, get that out of the way, and then go back to taking this winch out, and then finally taking off that bracket and bending them back. So now that I can actually see what's going on, you can see here's the broken end. What happened was it just wound itself around and got stuck, and it must have been stuck in a small position like this. When he wanted to raise it up, it was jammed, and he just kept powering it up, and eventually it just snapped. Honest mistake, but quite annoying. I'm just gonna let this sit for a couple minutes just to maybe, if there's anything there, to let it discharge, so I'll give it 5 minutes. You can see how wound up and screwed up it is. So obviously it probably wasn't from my father. I never had this thing pulled out. So likely what happened was someone wound it up a long time ago, and it would work probably just for the 3-4 feet that was in there. But after it got wound up, it got pinched and broke. You can see, there it is right there, jammed. These do have a release so that you can, when it's engaged or not, and this is, you know, you can pull it and freehand it, or you can use the machine and wind it in and out, but that's what this locking thing is for. So, I guess I could try pulling it, but I don't think that's gonna do much. So for now, we're just gonna leave it and move on to the next. Okay, so just crawling under here. These have just these quick release pins, much like a trailer has. So that's just to drop the blade. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to videotape that because I don't have this up on a couple of jacks, but that's essentially what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna go ahead and take off these. If I can reach my arm in there right now. Something like this. And then I'll put a block under here so it doesn't drop on my arm. Just slide those out. There's one out. You probably didn't see that, but that's one out. Done. Okay, that wasn't so bad. Now, just gotta slide that plow right out of there. if you guys are wondering what sort of plow this is, Snow Devil, I think it was about $600. To be honest, for what it is, it's working pretty good for me. I mean, yeah, I would probably just weld a little bit more bracing on here. You know, when you hit the snowbank and you don't lift it high enough or whatever, this spring system allows it to move, so you don't really rip anything off, but you know, over time, and just pushing, catching, you know, it will start buckling. So we'll just go ahead and maybe eventually throw something on there. And then going back under here, you can see how bent that bracket is. And this one's also bent, and then these aren't even screwed in anymore. Tight, I should say. So we're gonna take all that off, and then we're gonna bend it all back, and then put it all back together. So just the top side, right in here is where I was able to drill through the frame and get this bracket on. See the bolts there, get really reaching on. There you go. So I was able to drill through and put those in. So just so you know, that's where I was able to put it in, where this frame had this nice flat panel here right across. For me, I didn't have to do much. Usually you'd have to get an adapter and all that, but I was able just to drill through that and fire in those bolts. Got her jacked up. And I can't get any good angles to show you exactly what I'm up to, but like I said, I'm just gonna be unbolting these here. There's a nut on top, which you have to hold, which I'll use a ratchet and just use a wrench down here to hold these. Spin these off, get this bracket out, and then we're basically done. You can see how bent these are now. Holy moly. That's supposed to be straight. And I'll probably double up and weld that on. All right guys, it's another day. Just got back from my dad's place there. We were able to weld up that bracket, get it straight, as well as untangle this. Cut off about 10 feet, but this is what the bracket now looks like. We doubled up that plate, threw some extra welds on it, and hopefully it's a little bit stronger. It's definitely a lot heavier than what it was, so I'm gonna throw that bad boy back in there, and hopefully it doesn't happen again. And I'm probably just gonna throw this in high speed here. Just, you already seen how it was done the first time, so we're just putting it back together the opposite way. I was just looking. I didn't think that I needed to take that off, but I guess I do, because I won't be able to slip this through now with the clamps on it. So these wheels just kind of guide it in. I'm just gonna pop this off and put that thing through and put this back on, and we're done. Actually, I might just take the top one off. Might make more sense. So let's get at it. These rollers look like cheap little plastic washers, sliders, if you want to call them. Don't be an idiot like I did. I went the wrong way putting it in, and I got this thing stuck in there. I had to end up bending a piece here to get it in. So I want to come from passenger side to get it right in position. Even easier way is straight through the bottom. So I'm going to put this back on. This is out of my way. Not too tight, still want them to roll. All right, that is done. I'll put the bolts in. So once this is all tight, it needs to be sucked nice up there. So I'm gonna do that, and then we'll put the plow back on. All right, we're able to get that button down nice and tight. So they're all on there, bracket looking good. Stand straight here. And let's get her down on the floor. Next, we'll hook up the power to the winch, we'll button up the bumper, we'll get back under there and we'll put the plow back on, and we'll give her a test. Battery's on. After the test, the only thing we have left to do is pull this pin out, hook the hook back up, and let's go. Got some tension on it now. Slowly. Should probably wear some gloves. Piece of braid in my hand. There you go. Bob's your uncle, ready to rock and roll. There we go. All done. Well, that was a little annoying to do, but we got her done. Getting those pins in underneath was quite annoying. Just get everything lined up. Nothing was perfectly straight, but with a little brute force, we got her done. There it is. Let's give her the old test. There we go. Thanks for tuning in. It's been a fun Tinker Tuesday on the side-by-side. Who knows what next Tuesday will bring.